Once I had Skyler, I couldn't stop fantasizing about all the sessions I wanted to create for her. I dreamed about photographing cousins together as newborns, watching them grow through milestone sessions, and of course, planning the perfect first birthday cake smash for both her and her cousin, who were both born just days apart. When it came time to plan Sky's session, I honestly wasn't sure what theme I wanted to do, but I did have the sweetest little purple floral outfit that had been gifted to me from my baby registry, and that became my inspiration. Purple has always been my favorite color, so everything else just naturally fell into place. I reused the backdrop I'd used earlier in the year because I absolutely loved how it photographed. Then I started layering in purple, pink, and neutral balloons, greenery, florals, butterflies, and my light up one sign to tie everything together. I even pulled out my purple cake stand. Since the session was in November and my studio was in the garage, I had the heaters running, but the floor was still pretty chilly. When Skyler was a little fussy at the beginning, I decided to lay down a soft light blanket instead. It definitely wasn't part of my original vision, but keeping her comfortable mattered more than sticking to the plan. And honestly, I still love how it photographed. This session was extra special because Skyler's Tía Lucy was visiting. She's originally from El Salvador and was here while continuing her education and teaching. Skyler's middle name, Lucia, is actually named after her Tía Lucy. So having her there for this milestone made the day even more meaningful. My husband, Benicio, was behind the camera helping too, doing absolutely everything he could think of to get those little smiles, kissing her tiny toes and making silly noises. It always makes me laugh because what people see behind the camera during a session is usually complete chaos. Skyler has become known for her serious little expressions, and honestly, I love them just as much as her smiles. She's my sweet, serious face baby who surprises us with little smiles every now and then. Lately, she's also developed these tiny, dainty little hand movements that remind me so much of myself when I was little. She'll gently touch the floor with her fingertips or carefully inspect everything around her. It's the sweetest little detail that I hope I never forget. For her first outfit, she wore the cutest sage green butterfly dress with a little tutu. The embroidered butterflies and flowers tied in perfectly with the backdrop, and I loved it so much that I decided to add it to my tiny baby client closet, so another little birthday girl can wear it someday. We even convinced her to wear the tiniest little birthday hat for a few photos. If you know Skyler, you know she is definitely not a hat girl, so getting those few pictures felt like a huge accomplishment. She also became completely obsessed with the balloons. She kept hugging them and squeezing them so tight that all of us were just waiting for one to pop. That made me really nervous, but thankfully, I always pull my balloons a little early and don't overinflate them. So by session day, they've kind of softened up a little bit and they're a little bit harder to pop. It definitely helped ease my nerves while she gave the biggest hugs. Then we changed her into the purple floral outfit that inspired the whole session, and it was even cuter than I imagined. Finally, it was time for the cake. My sister, Skyler's Auntie Mackenzie, made the most beautiful 3-layer, low-sugar cake with buttercream flowers and fondant butterflies left over from Skyler's birthday party. The outside was the prettiest shade of lavender and matched the set perfectly. We did remove the fondant butterflies before Skyler started eating, since fondant isn't safe for babies, but they made such a beautiful decoration beforehand. At first, Skyler wasn't quite sure what to think. She slowly dipped one little finger into the frosting and stared at it for a minute, then carefully poked at the buttercream flowers. She took her sweet time figuring it all out before finally deciding it was pretty fun to squish everything apart. Watching her slowly become more adventurous with the cake was one of my favorite parts. And then, just when we thought the session couldn't get any sweeter, she grabbed onto the cake stand and almost tipped the whole thing over. We all burst out laughing, and somehow I managed to save the cake while still getting the photo. It was honestly the perfect ending because it was so perfectly Skyler. Her facial expression in that last photo I got after that almost toppled over cake was just perfect. Looking back at these images now, I feel incredibly grateful. Grateful that I have the space to create these memories for my own family, grateful for my husband, my sister, Tía Lucy, all who helped make this day so special. And most of all, grateful for this sweet little girl who somehow went from my tiny little newborn to 1-year-old, and oh my gosh, she's almost 2 now as I'm making this video. Being her mom has been the greatest privilege of my life, and getting to document every stage along the way is something I'll never take for granted. I already know I'll be looking back at these photos years from now, remembering her tiny hands and her serious face and her giggles and the moment she almost took the whole cake down with her. I wouldn't change a thing.